What it do, guys? So, one of the worst things about waking up late is the fact that I've got to now do this in the office. But thankfully, I work at an excellent company where my boss is super supportive about what I do because there's absolutely no cap at personal development at two-tone. And now that I'm done shamelessly marketing my own company, here are my 2 cents on is engineering worth it? Now, this is a subtopic of a greater discussion, which is employability and your college degree. But today I want to just specifically talk about engineering. I was convinced that once you do engineering, you can do whatever you want afterwards. Studying engineering makes you a good candidate to apply to MBA schools or financial or for finance degrees or whatever else you want to do. But in the recent past, as I graduated and I realized that okay, engineering isn't something that I really want to do full time or going forward in the future, maybe except for a few fields of interest. Um, I realized that my true passion is maybe content creation and filmmaking. So I was looking at the application requirements for a bunch of film schools, and a lot of them insisted that I have something to do with the arts or whatever. And I was surprised that given the fact that I endured through engineering and came out at pretty decent grades, that all of a sudden that I'd be at the bottom of the food chain here. That didn't make sense. Everyone told me that I'd be at the top of the food chain with an engineering degree. People used to look at me like I was super smart because I had an engineering degree. And all of a sudden, these places don't validate that anymore. My only advice to anyone over here is that engineering is a complex field. To succeed in it and to succeed in anything that you do, you've got to have a passion for it. Now, I work as a content lead at a digital marketing agency, and I only got that because I had to take initiatives on the side to convince people that I do have what it takes to make it in this field. I do have what it takes to hit the ground running over here. And obviously, engineering doesn't have too much to do with it. It has to do with the fact that I'm a motivated person that wants to do things that I like to do. And, I'm not going to take failure as a setback and that I'm a doer. These are personality traits that I had to showcase. And the only way I could do that was by, showing my boss now that, hey, I run these podcasts, etc. In fact, I got this job because I did a podcast with someone that my boss knows, and she saw it in action. But a lot of people don't have the time to do that. A lot of employment systems actually just blindly filter through what degree and qualification you have. So for example, if you're an engineering graduate who's got interest in finance or filmmaking or marketing, a lot of jobs related to these fields are actually connected to automated systems that may just prioritize someone else with that relevant qualification over you, even if you do a better job. So my point is that if you really want to show someone that you're capable of jumping ship and doing something that wasn't initially related to your degree, which is engineering at first, you have to do something on the side to prove it. If not, do make this informed decision beforehand. Like, don't jump into this trap of engineering thinking that it can solve problems, because it clearly doesn't. In a nutshell, if you want to do engineering, just ask yourself if this is something you can do even if someone's not forcefully making you do assignments. That means, do you have the motivation to do engineering related activities without having an authority figure demand it out of you? So if you want to do computer engineering, think to yourself if this is something you can do on your own. Meaning, in your free time, do you like assembling computers? Do you like playing with Raspberry Pis? Do you like designing information systems? Do you like doing those things outside of your major? Are these things that you want to do, not the things you have to do? Ask yourself that question before you get into engineering. And if the answer to that question is yes, then engineering is 100% the field that you're supposed to be in. You belong in engineering. But if you don't, if you have the slightest amount of doubt, I would advise you to stay away from it, because engineering is a grueling process. And honestly, it is a little demotivating when you get out of something and you're just average at it. Look, I'm someone who likes to excel in things that I like doing, right? But not excelling in a few things, and if that thing is a very important time in your life. So for example, college, important time in your life. Your major is what you spend 4 years of your life doing. And if you're mediocre at something for 4 years of your life, it's very difficult to find the motivation to excel in life after that. For me personally, I had this fire lit inside me where I was like, no, I've been average at something for 4 years. I'm entering a time in my life where I need to be excellent, and it's difficult. So if you're being coerced into engineering, I really advise you to stand up for yourself and rethink about things. Take a gap year, take some time off, try internships, see if you like it. Try doing things on your own. There's so many guides on YouTube. There are so many courses on Coursera or edX. Try those things before you make a time commitment, because college isn't a financial commitment. It's a time commitment of 3 to 4 years, and you're going to be spending those 3 to 4 years doing things that can really define your outlook and perspective on life. And if just because I came out with a positive and motivated mindset, that doesn't hold true for a lot of others. It can be immensely demotivating. And honestly, if you're bad at something, if you suck at engineering for 4 years, you're going to be doing something that you suck at for 4 years. You're going to always have this mentality about you that, hey, yeah, I suck, I'm bad. And that's going to really limit what you can do afterwards. It can affect your motivation, it can affect your drive. So, in a nutshell, don't get pressured into doing engineering. Think about what I've just said. Think about if you can do these things because you want to, not just because you have to. And if the answer is yes, go ahead and do it. And I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you for bearing through this. I'll see you guys in the next video.